Ballyhoo, my friend. The Passion Project continues. My name is Remedy Robinson, and this is an appreciation. This is an exploration of linguistics, language, and the marvel of kaleidoscoping references as framed by the peerless poetry of the modern-day master, Elvis Costello. Today's slow drag is with Heathen Town from Out of Our Idiot, released in 1987. The songwriting is credited to Elvis Costello, and as the indispensable Elvis Costello Wiki informs us, it was originally recorded and released in 1983 and associated with Punch the Clock. Of course, it would also go on to see the light of day in the 1995 Rykodisc Demon reissue. There's just something so special about these seemingly orphaned pieces, little works of art from a genius with millions of words of art, with its echoing song titles bleeding into one another and the maniacal, distant, and distorted laughing toward the end of the piece. Heathen Town is an eerie love child that, having never found a proper place to call home, lives as a free-spirited bohemian in our hearts. They used to call it Sin City. Now it's gone way past that. Painting the town and then burning it down. Now even that's old hat. Now there's a choir of angels at the fall of Rome, singing Ave Maria or Home Sweet Home. One possible modern-day reference used as a springboard, two clever rhyming end pairs, at least three religious allusions, two mentions of ancient history, two enduring pieces of music that were created 3 years apart, both conveying unrelated yet similar themes of security and life, and two idioms, one slightly busted and one trite, thrown in for good measure, all this in 6 pleasing lines that send the mind reeling. So, where to begin? Dubbed Sin City for its prevalence of money crimes, prostitution, and violence, Las Vegas seems to be the easy citation in the first line. Now it's gone way past that, however, reminds us that it's foolish to try to guess, as it either elevates or debases the nickname and gives it just the right amount of patented cognitive dissonance to swim in as we wade further into this independently minded piece. It could take us anywhere. To paint the town means to go out drinking, usually with co-conspirators, enjoying yourselves to excess. The added result of burning it down has always conjured the image of flammable drunks brimming with alcohol, just waiting for a spark. To underscore this ethos, Mr. Costello's assertion that it's been done too many times uses an old-fashioned, out-of-date idiom that means something old-fashioned and out-of-date and familiar to the point of being trite. The idiom itself folds back in on itself in a show-don't-tell sort of fashion that, in the spirit of adieu, my little ballyhoo, tickles me to no end. The fall of the Roman Empire was precipitated by the plundering of Rome by the Vandals and the abdication of its last emperor. Let me see if I can say his name right. Romulus Augustulus in 476. Perhaps it's wise to reevaluate if I should have mentioned Las Vegas at all in the first line. The name of this piece, after all, is Heathen Town, ostensibly meaning a person belonging to no religion. You know you're living in an Elvis Costello piece when you're revising the first line by the time you get to the 5th line. What a joy. Ave Maria is basically the Hail Mary prayer, and Home Sweet Home is an ode to roaming but eventually returning home. One is heavenly, one is plebeian. Together they evoke, well, I'm not sure what they evoke. I just love the way the words sound juxtaposed with one another. What is your opinion of why these two pieces were cited and why they were cited together? It's just a heathen town. I hear only evil as my tongue is tightened. I used to be God fearing, now I'm so frightened. 'Cause the devil will drag you under by the shark tail fin of your checkered cab, and I can't sit down. I'm going overboard in this heathen town. Modern, ancient, or of our own doing, we've pretty much established that this heathen town might just be a state of mind. Even though the word is overboard, it still has the word board in it, pairing well with even that's old hat in the first verse. Here we have more puddles of clever nonsense to splash around in. Nonsense in that it seems nearly impossible to reconcile these images and assertions. The contradiction between God and the devil, confessing that he used to be God fearing, but now he's so frightened. What a sizzling contrast of what are otherwise synonyms to wrap our minds around. Then all the allusions to water and the perils and excesses it brings, being dragged under, yet still on dry land, as evidenced by the shark tail fin of a cab. Got it. Going overboard brings us back to being dragged under with the reminder of the threat of sharks, metaphorical and otherwise looming. My golly, this is brilliant. And as a reminder, it's one of Mr. Costello's less worshipped pieces. It starts as a flirtation and ends up as an expensive habit, with one eye on her place in debtor's prison and the other on a girl dressed as a rabbit. Now you can live forever, endure fits and starts, but the only stake you cannot raise is the one driven through your heart. None of this makes much concrete sense to me. The abstract joy it brings, on the other hand, knows no bound. Habit, rabbit, starts, and heart. It's a cohesive sounding verse that drops buckets of metaphor and sly analogy as it goes about its business in such an understated manner. A flirtation into a habit. It's gone way past Sin City, racking up bills, using a scattergun to evoke either Lewis Carroll's or Jefferson Airplane's White Rabbit, or both, living forever but having to endure fits and starts, an idiom meaning to do something intermittently or sporadically. Then, if that weren't enough, we have another reference, perhaps to Las Vegas, when mentioning raising stakes. But then it's a different sort of stakes, flying in the face of living forever when driving a stake through one's heart is intended to permanently destroy them. Right before the maniacal laughing, this piece ends with, and I can't sit down. I'm going overboard in this heathen town, in this heathen town. After the adventure we've just been through with this stellar piece, I think I know just how our narrator feels. What a piece to lose yourself in. Dig it. Again, this has been a slow drag with Heathen Town from 1987's Out of Our Idiot. Heathen Town is such a rare gem of a piece, unpolished and unadorned in comparison, yet somehow sparkly and incandescent. The idioms, contradictions, allusions, metaphors, and references I'm probably not smart enough to catch all live in this eerie little travelogue. This is the first proper piece of Out of Our Idiot I've done a slow drag with. There is episode 51, Blue Becomes You. That's my slow drag with Blue Chair from Blood and Chocolate, that of course appears on this album in a slightly altered form, so maybe that counts. Please let me know which is the next piece from Out of Our Idiot you'd like to hear a slow drag with. There's always Turning the Town Red. That's a bit reminiscent of Heathen Town and has alternate lyrics of its own. And of course, there's always the white whale of American Without Tears, number 2. He packed up his casino chips, the IOU and the abacus, and switched off the jukebox in a fool such as I. What do you think? Pair it with the original American Without Tears? Or leave it on its own? Arnie, she said to me, would you turn down the radio? And that's it for today's slow drag, my friend. Thank you for listening. I'll be back soon, I promise, with another slow drag. Please follow the show wherever you listen so you won't miss an episode, and spread the word about this niche podcast to anyone you think might enjoy it as well. And thank you so much for helping to get the word out about this little passion project. Truly, it means the world. So, until next time, adieu, my little ballyhoo. Slow drag with remedy.